Hole 11, old hole 8. This is a new tee pad they added, which is really cool. One, because before it was like a 220 foot shot, and now in the position it's in, we're not playing the white basket, we're playing the silver one in the back. It's about 330 feet. Cool fact about this hole, if you can see right to the right of the white basket, all these little branches sticking up from the ground, these little baby trunks, baby trees. There used to be a massive forest there, but it was an invasive species, so they had to cut it down. Sometimes they OB, so you have to clear it, but it's not currently marked off, so not playing those OB. Again, 330, open shot. You just gotta be cautious about landing it in the right spot. It's downhill, kick away, so you just wanna barely clear this stuff and have it drift towards the basket. I'm gonna play my vault out to the right, straight, let it fade in. Hopefully have a circle one look. Looks pretty good. I think that should be pretty much parked. Another cool thing about this tee pad is that where they put it, you can use it for different holes. So right over here, this is hole 14. This can be now turned into a par 4, longer par 4, or a par 5. There's a couple other baskets that are close by that make this a very accessible tee pad. So very good job for the guys who thought about this design. And yeah, they've done a great job improving this course over the course of the last 11 or 13 months that I've been playing disc golf here. So great job, guys. I cannot do much better than that. 2 under. Hole 12. This one's a cool hole because there's a lot of different pin locations, and based on the pin locations, the hole is completely different. You see the white basket up there on the hill. That's kind of cool because that's protected by guardian trees. There's another shorter pin location that makes it extremely easy. We're playing that one on the right. It's back in that pathway. You can kind of see it tucked in those trees. And there's 2 even deeper positions where you have to play a flex around or over the top that can get over 400 feet to get to that deep position. And they're all par 3s. So that's one thing about Kelley too, is they're all par 3s in general, but based on where the location of the baskets are, it can be extremely challenging course. You don't want to go right because you're going to hit that tree. If you finish too far left, you're cut out. Forehand is the play. I don't really have that great a forehand that's that consistent, so I just throw backhand. Turn over you can, or I'm just trying to throw a backhand relatively straight with a light turn. My goal is to finish it just left of the basket in those trees to hopefully have a short little putt up to the basket for birdie. That's higher than I wanted. That was the line. That was the line I wanted, just higher than I wanted. Hole 13, par 3. This is a new one of the new deep pads they added, which I think is a good addition. It makes this hole pretty tough though. I think it's about 460 feet in this position. They have a deeper position too, it's about 480. It's pretty wide open. Once you get past this pole in the tree, it's very open with just one guardian tree protecting the basket right in front of it. My play is throw it out right where the guy's walking right now, little flex to the right, and have it in right about there. The only thing you don't want to do is have it in directly behind the tree. Now you have a tough shot around it to get up and down for your par. That's too high, that's gonna be poor. Another thing too is this hole always has wind, and this is like the first time I played it without any wind. So that's interesting. The wind is always coming at you, so it typically turns this over a lot. So pretty bad shot, but bad enough that now I have a decent look at the basket. Basket's just on the left-hand side of that tree, just behind it. One thing I thought that was really interesting at disc golf once I got better is how much distances differ based on good shots and bad shots. Like that was a little bit nose up, too high, didn't get great snap. And that was 310 feet, maybe 315 feet with my cloud breaker. That's something if I throw it well, flat, with a nice little flex, it's getting to 400, pushing past 400. So for those that are just starting out, really work on good form and good flight. You're gonna get so much more distance out of your disc. I'm still working on that, but that's something that I thought was just very interesting. I always thought you had to throw super hard, but if you can get your angle, nose angle down, it just helps so much. It should be about 10 feet. I'm still working on my snap. See how wobbly it was to start? This is the second and last par 4 at Kelley today. This is hole 14. You have a Mando on the right. You have out of bounds on the left. Shot is either forehand or a backhand flex you want to finish to the right. Gives you a nice open look to the green. The green is very, very well protected. About 450 feet from me, there's just a forest, and the green's back in that forest. I'm going with an understable distance driver, trying to flex something, get it down there a good distance to give myself a chance at the bird in 3. That should be pretty good. Had some nice flex. Nothing was better than the last drive. You can see the basket actually. It's on the stripper pole, the high pole right over there. Not too sure about the distance. Kind of hard to see back there. I'm just gonna go Vision Envy. Try to go relatively straight with the light fade. Too much fade. Hit something. A little nose up. A little too much hyzer. I think that's gonna be short left. Must have fought through one of these guardian trees. It's actually decent. A little left, but not bad. I started doing this new thing on putts that's been working somewhat for me, is that when I'm going to putt the putt, I think, am I gonna miss low or high? And if I think I'm gonna miss low or high, then I aim 1 or 2 chains down or up. That one, based on, I was kind of had some obstruction in my way, as well as elevated basket, I thought I might miss low, because I wasn't gonna follow through. So I thought, aim a little bit higher, give it a little bit more, and I gave it just a little bit too much more and aimed a little bit too high. That's a bummer. That'd have been a nice bird. This used to be a really cool hole, really challenging hole, but now it's just a okay hole. Used to have a triple Mando, about maybe 100, 120 feet in front of me, but there's a really bad storm a couple weeks ago. It fell down. So there's no more triple Mando. We're playing 290, 300 foot hole back into the left. It's just a high hyzer fade. Typically, it's really hard to go too far left, but you also don't want to go too far. So if you want to miss, you want to miss short and left. If you go long and right, you're kind of blocked out. I don't know if it got through all the trees. I thought I heard it hit a tree at the last minute. Otherwise, I thought that was gonna be pretty dang good. So we'll see. So that's the tree I must have heard. That's where my disc ended up. And there's the basket right back over there. So if it missed this tree, which I thought it was, it would have landed right up probably in that shadow and had a nice circle 1 look. So note to self, I got to throw a little bit higher next time in order to clear that last little tree. Probably looking about 60 feet. Good line, just about 5 feet short. Hole 16, par 3. This is a pin location they added in the last maybe 6 months. Way back there on the left. If I was drawing an arrow to the basket, it'd probably be right about there. Other locations are short right. Those plays, you can go low here. It's just there's so many trees in the way. A lot of people just go hyzers and just have them crash down through the trees. Typically, there's a nice little open area, so if it's a short location, that hyzer falling in is great. Back location, I used to use backhand turnovers, but then I realized I can get there with the hyzer. So now I just go a big hyzer out to the left. Yeah, and it's one of those, like, I don't think you can miss left if you go through the gap in the middle on a hyzer. So try to put a lot of hyzer on it. I heard trees again. That's not a good sign. Typically that means hit something in front of the basket, but we'll see. So this must be the tree I hit. If I just pushed past that tree on this hyzer angle, I think I'd have been perfect. I think I'd probably ended up right around there. Just a little right. Hole 17, par 3, up there just to the left. There's OB on the path on the left. Big tree obviously on the left as well you want to avoid. Straight shot the middle, backhand high hyzer. You could do a forehand flex to the left as well. I'm going backhand, little turnover to in left. I think that should be pretty good, just a little short. Hole 18, par 3, about 340 feet. You have a force you got to deal with. It's kind of in this cove. Shot for me is backhand, flex in there. Other option you do forehand. You really just need to end up relatively straight. If you go too far right, you're really cut off. But yeah, this is a tough shot. Accuracy, keep it straight, in line with the basket's the key. That's too high, not enough flex. That's short left, that's gonna be a tough par. So I tombstoned into the ground right next to the next hole, short tee pad, and the basket is over there, so it's gonna be an interesting up and down. Looks like a backhand hyzer right to that gap right there. I didn't realize how obstructed I was gonna be on my toss, and definitely obstructed my follow through and ended up pulling it a little bit, so I probably got a edge of circle look. That's the first non-par in a while. Back to 1 under. Hole 19, 320-foot shot. Gotta throw it with a little bit of height to get over these original trees. Basket's out in the open area, so I'm gonna throw my volt just slightly to the right of the basket, let it fade in. Depending on the ground action, that should be pretty close. So this layout I'm playing is the Mesmerize tournament layout, which is an April 1st and 2nd tournament. I think it's a B tier. I think it's a pretty good layout in the fact that there aren't really any super easy holes. There's not any holes except actually the next hole that's very, very challenging. So you make good shots, you can give yourself birdie looks. Make poor shots, you'll be punished. So I'm curious to see what people do at the Mesmerize. I've played this layout earlier in the week and I shot 3 down. Then I played it yesterday. My putting was terrible and I shot 2 over. And right now I think I'm 1 down, so we'll see how it finishes. Had a little more ground action sideways than I would have liked. Probably looking about 28 feet for birdie. There we go. Let me get one back. Back to -2. Welcome to hole 20, the most difficult hole in the course. In its current location, it's the back left pin location. It's 500 feet. Not only that, it's completely obstructed. You have this tree that's maybe 150, 200 in front of you. I'm gonna flex to the right of it and try to have it slide on back to the left. If I go to the left too early, or if I don't throw it far enough, there's just a wall of trees that you're behind. If you go too far to the right, you're gonna hit a tree and drop dead. And then when you're approaching the basket, there's OB all on the right side and trees all on the left. So it's a very demanding shot. I've never seen anyone get close to birdie here unless you're throwing in from 150 feet. Par is an amazing score. Push, push. I think I got okay. There's some trees on the right side. If you catch them and drop down, you're kind of blocked out, but if it slid back to the left, that should be good. Another thing that makes these holes at Kelley pretty interesting is how much of a scoring separation certain holes are. So for example, when I shot 3 down, these last 4 holes, I went birdie, birdie, par, birdie. So I was 3 down the last 4 holes to finish my round at -3 total. And then yesterday when I played out here, I went bogey, par, bogey, par. So I went 2 over. It's a 5-stroke difference over the 2 times I've played here. And I feel like that can be the case at a lot of these holes. So if you're playing well, you have opportunity to shoot a solid number. And if you're missing your lines and missing some putts, it's very easy for the score to get away from you. So this is if you saw it off early on the left. This is where you're dealing with to get back to the basket. That stump is probably about 360 from the tee. The basket is the parking lot you see on the right, the road on the right is out of bounds. The basket you see is down there, right in front of that car. And my drive did push through these side barrier trees on the right. So I have an open look, probably about 150 feet into the basket. And I probably threw that at least 350. So yeah, very good drive. Even with that good drive, not the easiest upshot. Relatively low ceiling, and you have the thick grass, so the disc is not going to run at all. I'm going to try to throw Berg right at that car, let it fade back to the left. A little higher than I wanted. Ooh, guys, nice little tree kick down. It was a little higher. I was worried it was going to hit something and fall down immediately, but looks like I'll get the par. Still 2 down, going to the last hole. Hole 21, last hole, par 3, about 295 feet back into the left. Just gotta clear these immediate trees. I'm gonna throw my volt flat on the right, let it fade back. Should be pretty good. Threw in a little more hyzer. As I was approaching it, I realized it's probably a little too much disc for this hole, so lightened up on it and threw it a little more hyzer so it didn't carry as long straight. Should have a circle one look. Always good to finish on a bird. -3. Overall, pretty solid round. No major mistakes. I would definitely take this come tournament time. So this is my first time recording a round. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. I follow a lot of disc golfers on YouTube, and you know what, thought might as well try it myself. I find it entertaining, and I think it's a great way for me personally to evaluate my form as I'm editing these videos to see how I did. So yeah, let me know what you liked, what you'd like to see change. And yeah, thanks for watching.